How's it going, everybody? It's time to tackle Knull on difficulty 4, and this is a very, very stressful week because we need to hit certain damage metrics. In particular, if I pull up my trusty calculator over here, we got to take Knull out if you were able to clear all the nodes, including the challenge node, and max out Spec Ops, so this is all very generous, at least 5.5 times. We're going to round it up to 6. So if I look at Knull's life, Knull has approximately 860 million life. And if we go ahead and we times that by 6 takedowns, and then we can divide that by 24 people, we now know each team member needs to do approximately 215 million damage. I took out all the round numbers there. It's 216 million. Each of your alliance members need to do 216 million damage in order to take Knull out that many times and unlock difficulty 5, because if we go back out here again and we check the difficulty, we need 6.5 million victory points to get the unlock for difficulty 5, and we all are starting around 4.2 million if you max out everything else. I know my baby alliance actually has to take him out, I think, 7 times, and I'm highly concerned based on what I'm seeing, but hopefully the teams I share with you today will get you and your alliance over that hump. Now, before we get into that, though, there's something interesting that we need to discuss, and that is, of course, this is Marvel Strike Force. There's a bug. This was reported to me, somebody doing 1.5 billion damage, and this is using the entire Astral team, or at least that's the claim. This is impossible. All right, this is impossible because of the way the rage stacks work in Knull, unless they somehow get cleared when he hits 100 stacks, which is something I had concerns with in week number 1. So if you can find a team that can survive Knull up to 100 stacks, it might reset, I think. And then him doing max health percentage damage to you. So this should be impossible, especially with the damage cap. There's a bunch of reasons why this should be just insanely and impossible. The timer, so many reasons, right? This is not a doctored photo. This is live in somebody's game right now. They see their alliance mate did it. I got them to take the names off because we ain't no snitch. We ain't no snitches. But what I'm going to do is I'll take my Astral team in there and I will show you what happens when I try and use my Astral team. And all they got to say is, thank God they are getting reworked, because they suck. And they suck for a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons. The most glaring reason is going to be the damage cap. Yeah. Yep, the glaring reason to be the damage cap. So we're just going to go ahead. We're not going to like sim play it, but I am going to play it close to how the sim would do it. Because I can't imagine you can get that high without it being on sim and without some sort of extravagant bug hitting you. The only thing that comes to my mind is if we lose the animation, like, you know how you can sometimes break the game animation stop and it just starts going like rapid fire? The only thing that can kind of explain it to me anyway is if that happens and Doctor Strange keeps giving death proofs and Ancient One keeps giving safeguard. And yeah, that's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me. And then the timer glitches out and doesn't go as fast. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me. But even then, I'm super skeptical, because you would have to have the energy every single attack for Ancient One to do the safeguard reapplication. So yeah, anyway. One thing you'll notice, there are buffs coming to Astral Team. They're not live yet. They're simply not, right? We're going to go ahead, and once he gets Barrier back up, we'll see that Emma's not going to peel it off, nor will Shadow King Possessed Passive pull it off. Okay, so there's Barrier right there, I believe. Or is that the next attack? No, not quite yet. Be the next attack. By the way, boss started at 72% life. We've done a whole 2% damage, so yay. Let's get some death proofs up. Get our counters back up. Now, this is one of the reasons why I think I just don't like the Knull fight at all. And the reason for that is the damage cap is silly, right? What's the point of, you know, calling in assists and doing all kinds of cool stuff that the Astral team does do when the damage cap stops the damage in its tracks? Moondragon does her special. It hits the damage cap because the percentile damage reaches one on difficulty 4 is just 2 million, right? It just feels so silly. Luckily for us, though, we do have some bleed characters. We got Ancient One with bleeds, Shadow King with bleeds, so I got both of them as strikers for now. Here we can just make sure the reworks are not live. We'll Strange Special. After the reworks are live, this will call in a Shadow King Possessed attack, and that will get rid of the barrier. And as you see, that barrier is well and intact. Alright. Alright, so now what we end up having to do is kind of try and lean into bleeds on this team. By leaning into bleeds, we can circumvent the barrier a little bit. And once Knull gets to 20 rage stacks, you just can't do anything after that. Because he gets energy on turn, and because he gets speed bar on our turn, and you can't turn me to rewind him, and all the different overburdening protective features they put on Knull, needlessly in my opinion, means that eventually he enters this just impenetrable barrier wall. And hopefully Emma and Shadow King's new reworks are going to break us out of that a little bit, but we are going to be heavily damage capped here in a second. He's now at 12 stacks, so he gets 1 energy. He then starts using his ultimate special, and then, I mean, you die at that point, right? All right. To especially get rid of these hive mind characters. He's now at 20 stacks of rage, which means it is time for him to spam ultimate special. And you see we've done a grand total of 7% damage to him, which is actually in line with what we would need to do, I believe, to get over to no, not quite. We need to do 29% damage total over our 3 attacks to get all of our alliance mates. If all alliance mates do 29% total damage to Knull, we hit the 6 kills and we will unlock difficulty 5, given that we did everything else on the previous days of Battle Roll. Oh, Shadow King died. That sucks. Can I bring him back? Nope. Okay. If we can get just 1 more percent, then we'll be in line with it, though. That's pretty cool. There we go. I mean, 9% is not bad. This is the full Astral team, though. We got a different team we're going to use on this. Okay, he's at 30 energy now, though, or 30 rage. So now it's just alt, special, alt, special, alt, special. The only damage source we have is going to be bleeds from the Ancient One, because we're never going to break through the barrier in time. Do keep your eye out on the game. The game is lagging like crazy, and it's not impossible that you're going to get yeeted out during a lag spike. So just keep that in mind for this week's of attacks. All right, some good bleeds from the Ancient One. We got her down 10%. So this would actually be a decent enough hit. So I mean, if you don't want to think about it, you could throw Astral in here, throw it on auto, and go from there. I only got 45 seconds left. At most, we might get 1 more percent damage done. Not bad. There is a better Astral version that we'll show you here today, though. And that's just going to be with Kang instead of Emma. Yeah, Emma's kind of... There's a reason she got all those reworks. Let's just say that. So, why Kang? Kang is super interesting. I want you to keep an eye on Knull's health. He's at 72% as we enter this fight. If Kang is the first character, and he has to be the first character to go, he takes off 4% of Knull's life immediately. Everyone in your alliance needs to use Kang in one of their teams. 4% is a giant number just to strip off of the Knull boss. And the added benefit that Kang also does some pretty good damage in his own right and does have a barrier clear. So when I do this matchup, I'm only going to briefly play it out. I just want to make sure that my Kang does do a barrier strip on this Knull. So now that he has those barriers, let's get our protective buffs up. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the special. Let's put slow on Kang, and it's going to give me some nice protective buffs. Does the special give me any buffs? Apply 2 random negative effects. Nope, we'll keep that special for a wave clear after. And does my Kang clear this blind? He didn't clear the blind. This is just a reset. Because I want Kang to take out that barrier. You really only have this very small window where you're actually going to get to damage Knull when he doesn't have that stupid barrier up with his like infinite replacement barrier. So you do want to make sure that you get that first barrier off. So I'll reset it. I'll move Kang to the corner in this case. Make this make a little bit more sense. And then hopefully we won't have to be resetting this one too much. Because we will have to do more resets on our main team. Alright, so we get our initial, what was that, 3% damage, I guess, on the boss straight away. Some good bleeds up on Knull. There he's now at 4%. Can't get any hard targeted, unfortunately. Gwenom comes in with that preloaded turn bar. So I'm going to make sure I take her out with the strange special here. And Kang gets targeted by it again. Will he clear the blind this time? He did clear the blind this time. That's great. So I'll use the special now. That clears the rest of the barrier, and I actually get a decent window to damage Knull. And at this point, this is where I throw it on auto. I don't care at this point anymore. It's not worth the hassle. I'm super curious, though, if you guys figure out how to activate that astral bug. Apparently, it's full astral. Apparently, it was happening last week without Shadow King, so maybe he's not the chosen bug applier. Maybe it's ISO setup. Maybe it's device specific. Maybe you have to go into arena, go to a raid fight, check your war defense, and then do it. Some sort of, you know, NES cheat code. Not quite sure, but if you can figure it out, let us know. But here we go, and what I do want to see from this is I want to see 10% damage again. Subbing out the ammo. Let's see if we can get that. Need 60 FPS? Maybe it needs 60 FPS, yeah. We're hearing it was iOS and it was fully auto. I'm so curious to try and play around with it and see if I can get it to happen, but at the same time, it's not necessary, and I don't know what they're going to do about this leaderboard, because clearly this leaderboard has to be in question now, right? So we're at 64%. I would love to see him go down to 60%, and I would call that good. 12%, we get an extra 2% that we got with the Emma team. Alright, Kang is dead. I don't care. Kang dying is actually maybe for the best because he's no longer going to be mind controlling. The only downside would be if this guy's about to do a nasty barrier to us, really. Yeah, I think it must have something to do with the animation bug. Which makes me wonder, do we know how to manually get the animation bug to apply? I'm not sure we do. It really would only make sense if when the animation bug happens, it cancels out the damage cap. Overload your phone RAM. I actually have no idea how to do that. If you in chat want to try that, overload your phone's RAM, get the animation bug, hit auto, see what happens. With Knull, though, we actually got him to take 12% damage before he reached 20 stacks of rage. So the Kang team, that 3.5%, whatever it is that Kang does on the opening, definitely helped us out. Maybe we'll get even one more percent. 13% on this first attack with, you know, a very small Shadow King, 5 yellow, 3 red, and a 5-star ancient one. I'd be pretty happy with that. There we go. We got 13%. Might even get a couple extra bleed damage on him. Maybe we get 1 more percent. Ooh, we did not get the percent. Now he's got barrier again. That damage cap is so... It's just not fun. Irregardless, we got him to 58%. I'm going to keep this attack. We're going to let it roll over. So this, I do think, is my first recommended team If you core it out for the Ancient One, congratulations, and you can go ahead and use this one. That's great. And then we have 2 other teams that are a lot better. Make a lot more sense to me. And they'll do more damage. Or at least comparable. One team will do a lot more, one team will be comparable. I kind of wish it would end. This is just awkward airtime now. Do we have enough bleeds to get 1 more % of damage? Let's go, Ancient One. You got this. It's just infinite barrier. Not quite enough. I think those bleeds are visual bugs. I'm going to leave it. It is what it is, guys. Nobody's got time to do this all day unless you know how to do that bug. All right. The next team. So let's see how much damage we did here. 122 mil. I'm perfectly happy with 122 mil. That's more than half of what we need to make sure we're getting our 6 kills. Our second team I want to talk about, though, is going to be this team. This is going to be Annihilators with Apocalypse and Red Hulk. I will actually switch the positioning here. We have Gladiator as a skirmisher, Red Hulk as a raider, 2 Strikers and Thanos and Apocalypse, and Raider Nightcrawler. And the reason I like this team so much is because, once again, we are leaning into bleeds, but we also have lots of barrier clear. This team, I think I can get it to around 70 million or so. So not quite as good as Astral Kang, but still doing quite well. I'll open up with this special from Nightcrawler. It's going to give you some speed bar on my Thanos. We use the basic. We want to use the basic from Thanos as much as possible. This team, we will be not auto-playing. We'll be manually playing this one. Because we went before Knull, he gets speed bar. He gets that barrier up. Red Hulk takes it off of him right away. That's one of the reasons I love this, love this, love this. All right, we will save our abilities because our Apocalypse actually does apply bleed. So we're going to use the basic to get some bleeds on the Knull as much as possible, we hope. We have Skirmisher on our Gladiator to try and get him to do some extra vulnerables. And we get a turn to slow on the Knull. Remember, slow is really only good at the beginning of the match. And for some reason, every time our Red Hulk hits the Knull, he gets a charge. I'm not sure if Knull is poking him in the ribs when he comes in or not, but this is going to get our Red Hulk to reach his, the Doober Dauber there. It's going to get him to reach his passive faster. His passive, which will give him his ult, which gives the battlefield effect, which is going to help us tremendously here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and special. Let's get some of these debuffs off of us. Good stuff. Red Hulk now has his ultimate ready. Battlefield effect is in play, and this basically drains off 1% of Knull every single time he takes a turn. So I think it's very impactful. Special here. With Apocalypse, Red Hulk gets a charge each time he takes a turn. I didn't even know that. Perfect. There you go. Mystery solved. Not a bug intended. Good. All right, we want to use the Thanos basic. Get as many bleeds on Knull as possible. Go ahead and do 2 hits here. Good stuff. All right, so now Gladiator. We've been holding on to Gladiator special. That's another barrier break. So we're just always in control of this Knull's barrier. Whoops, like Apocalypse went for a little dirt nap there too. Lots of good bleeds on this Knull. Let's add some more. Little passive action. Good stuff. Let's get our taunt back up here. We got to deal with the barrier now, so we just want to get as many bleeds as possible. Something the Nightcrawler does is bleeds too. Is it a special? It's a special. Okay. With any luck, Thanos will survive this. Good stuff. And I'm just going to try and get more bleeds on this Knull because we're not going to be able to do much more than that. All right. Nightcrawler's going to get some extra bleeds on him too, hopefully. I resisted it. Of course he resisted it. Get him out of here. That could have been the expose he was resisting to, though, mind you. All right, we actually got the barrier off him. We got him to 48%. This is a good enough hit for me to keep for sure, for sure, for sure. We call this good. It's not great, but it's good. I think the bleeds, because you end up putting so many bleeds on Knull, I have to imagine some of them just become visual bugs. So let's see the damage we put up there. I'm going to see about 60 million. Oh, 87 million. Not bad at all. That is actually a really good score. All right, guys, this is going to be your main team. We got Black Knight, Old Man Logan, Mephisto, Adam Warlock, and, of course, we got Omega Red. Now, I'm actually going to make Adam Warlock a striker here because one of these two characters is going to die, and I want to make sure I'm getting double extensions as much as possible. And, yeah, this is going to be your main team. You can throw up to, like, around 250 million with this team with enough resets. I've been kind of flirting with the 200 million range while I've been trying to record this video. But without, you know, somewhat decent RNG, you will have a hard time doing so. All right, so the reason I have Mephisto as a Raider is because what you see right there, he's got the extra vulnerables up to start the fight off. And I'll get double extensions from both Adam Warlock and Omega Red, which is very helpful in keeping those initial bleeds rolling on the enemy. Now, what I would like more than anything else is if one of them has to die, I would really prefer it to be Adam Warlock. The reason for that is Omega Red gets like speed up and death proof when he gets pushed to various health triggers. Adam Warlock gets stuff like that too, but not nearly as much. And Omega Red can heal himself, so he's more likely to stick around and get you some extra procs. But here we go. We actually got double extensions yet again from both of them, so looking pretty good. This is my second attack. Okay, so we're going to use the ultimate here from Black Knight. And there's also RNG moments you need to look out for. Like, Omega Red can get blinded for his second turn. If that happens, I think you just reset it. If it happens too early in the fight, I really believe in just resetting it. Because it's going to... What's the point in fighting RNG more than you already have to in the end game, right? Alright, we'll do the ultimate here. So where I'm personally trying to get Knull, and this is really bad. So my Black Knight has ability luck. Thank God he had one more charge up for that. Oh, that was horrible. That's going to be a reset. I mean, it was just really bad RNG that Old Man Logan bled out. Oh, yeah, that's really bad. Because we still got to do another 100 million damage. That's just not going to fly. That is not going to fly. Alright, last time. Here we go. Now you're probably going to see the bad RNG. Now maybe our Omega Red will get ability locked. Maybe Mephisto's not going to get the initial extra vulnerables out there. We'll have to wait and see. All right, so we got one crit. Is good. Can we get another crit, Mephisto? No. See, now we're not going to get the bunch of extra extends, which is very annoying. In fact, I'm going to actually hit over here with Wolverine because I want to make sure that I get the double extends. There's one extend, and here's the other extend. So once again, the magic number I'm trying to reach is about 180, 170 million life left on Knull here. It is possible. It is hard to get there. And of course, the more basics we can do with our Mephisto, the better. Because that is bleed damage that it puts out there, right? So really nice. Let's get one extension from Adam Warlock here. Get another extension from Omega Red. And we'll ult with our Black Knight. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do about 180 million more damage to the boss is where I'm sitting right now. Adam Warlock got wrecked there. I'm going to ult. I just don't want that Gwenum to take a turn in the back there. Ooh, Adam Warlock is... Okay, yeah, he got his death proofs. Good, good, good. Let's get some bleeds up on the Knull here. Oh, no. Adam Warlock still has a death proof. He still had a death proof. He doesn't anymore, and now he's going to die to that. Oh, we got a cleanse! Black Knight with the cleanse. Fantastic. Oh, he didn't cleanse that bleed from him, though. Oh, Adam Warlock survives. We get another double extend now. We got him down to 320 million. It's about another 140 million and we can call it a day. Oh god, I hate seeing those. I hate seeing those bleeds on Old Man Logan. He's so likely to just fall over. Just gonna keep doing the basics. He gets more speed bar this way. Can get him back to his special to get himself death proof back. God, that hurts so much. Barrier's gone. Does Old Man Logan survive this? He does. Thank you. This would add death proof to me, right? Gain 2 death proof immunity safeguard. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Got him to 260 million. Oh, he's dead. All right, well, we're just going to try and get as much damage as we can here. I can't stay here all day. That's the fun part about Battle World, because there is no rhyme or reason to, you know, the damage that he is or is not allowed to take. You get to reset until your eyes bleed. That's the good part. If only there was strategy to make this better. All right, so I left him with 226 million damage. Somebody can come in there with their main attack and get that done and feel pretty good about it. 190 million is not good. I just can't do this anymore. I'm over Battle World. It's an abject failure. The Astral reworks hopefully are gonna make that team also 200 million or so, but fuck Battle World. That's all I gotta say. This is trash. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.